just wanted to bring you in our website and Facebook page. And what we've got going on today is the new creative mode in Fortnite that came out. People with the battle pass, and within the second week for the people without. This is also part of your 14 days of Fortnite challenge. It's your first one, which is start or join a creative server, which is basically you just go into creative and you can log out and it'll give you the first thing, which I believe was a one of the sprays. So there's several sprays that you're getting, winter sprays, and I believe it was this one, the GG ornament, which is the first one from the 14 days of Fortnite that is free. There's other things from that you get, which, like this back bling that I have currently, is one of them. So you've got the Grumpy, Gingy, Merry Munchkin pet. As you can see, I've got my character all decked out in holiday stuff, from the burnt gingerbread girl to the Merry Munchkin backpack to the abominable axe that you can get in the battle pass to the ginger sled glider, and of course the Christmas light contrails. So we're all set up for Christmas. But what I'm really here to show you is creative mode. Now, I'm sorry if I cough or if you hear any other coughs. My whole family has been sick since right before Christmas, and we're still trying to get over it. So we're just going to jump into creative mode. I'm going to show you how to work things and my little review of it, which I will tell you right now is a very positive review. I quite enjoy this mode. So first I'll give you a little tutorial and review of the mode, and then I'll show you what I create. So while we're loading, let me just say creative mode in Fortnite is kind of similar to the sandbox mode that you had in Halo. And you start off on this little creative island and you have all these different things like Classic City Royale that was made by Hellraiser Gaming, Stormhawk with the Looming Llama Free-for-All, a challenge island called the Labyrinth by Solary Yoshi. Can Duke created the warm-up course. Sorry, can't talk today. Can Duke made the warm-up course. Now, I've created one thing on the block, but first I'm going to go to one of the islands. What you can do is you can set your Rift destination. You've got 4 Arctic islands and 4 regular islands and 2 blocks. So that's really cool right there. I'll just go to the regular island and show you what's up with this. There we go, island 1, and go! Jumping to island. It drops you off. That's right, this is what I actually started working on here on the island before I knew how to do everything. I started making a little maze because I wasn't sure how to do stuff, so I was just flopping down walls. So let me go ahead and plug in because I just got the note that my battery level's low. So bear with me for 1 second. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do is just erase everything I have so that we're starting off from scratch. Now, the reason they give you several islands is because no matter what you do in these islands, when you leave, it saves it. This I did on the first day. As you can see, erasing is very easy. We're going erasing things. Okay. Now, as you can see, deleting is very easy. You don't even have to get close. And to delete, you just have to have your little cell phone tool out and just be within sight, because you can, I guess you have to get a certain distance away. There you go. As soon as it lights up, you just hit left and you can delete it. You can do R2, copies it. You can now move it around. You can push, which pushes it away. Pull. Excuse me. Change your rotational axis. Snap to a grid. You can do collision stuff, all sorts of things. You can fly. This is really easy for getting you around the map. Fly up, fly down. Go back to running. Now, you can do your normal building with wood, brick, or metal. And you can do the normal walls, floors, stairs, and pyramids, just like any game. And you've got infinite resources. The only resource you have to check on is your memory used at the bottom, which you get 100,000 memory, which this island with everything on it is starting out with 8,277 memory. So, I mean, this is a huge island with a huge hill, lots of trees. So, you can tell you're going to be able to put a lot in here. Now, basically anything that is in the game of Fortnite can be put in here. It's a lot like the Halo Creative sandbox mode, like I said. But the question is, how do you do that? Because they don't give you a tutorial. That is the only big downside that I found with this, is going in-game. They don't go, oh, hey, do this to find this. So, thing is, you get to your cell phone the way you would your weapons in the regular game. So once you're here, if you hit your R1, you're over at your cell phone. This is where you're going to do all your copying, cutting, moving things, whatever you need to do is through your cell phone. This leaves you 4 spaces in your inventory for anything that you may want to drop into this map. Now, the way you get things to drop into this map, other than your normal 4 building shapes, is to press up to get into your backpack. Now, as you can see, the backpack looks a little different here. You have your regular backpack under play, but with L1 you go to creative. This brings up your prefabs, devices, weapons, consumables, and chest. Prefabs is basically everything you need to create anything that you need. So say we wanted to put in this clock tower village piece from Happy Hamlet, and we wanted to put in the regular clock tower from Tilted. I always want to call it Twisted for some reason. Probably because if you land there, you have a twisted personality for being a masochist in this game. I don't know. Let's see. Let's throw in a Chinese building for the heck of it. And we'll start with that. Then you see the add to chest. So here's, wrong button. So you go over, you have devices, you can go, okay, let's add this to a chest, and we'll add this to a chest, and we'll put a couple weapons in the chest, so we'll put that, and we'll put that. We'll put a couple consumables in the chest, so some wood, a couple bullets, and that. So then you've got this chest in here, and you can either create it as a llama or a chest. So we'll just create it as a chest, and now you can put that chest anywhere. So you can search it, and boom, all the stuff that you've put in it is now exploded into life. But when I was equipping stuff earlier, as you can now see, it's in my inventory. As you see, as I drop onto it, I get a thing in my hand that looks like the spiky stadiums and the fortresses. The Port-a-Fort, the Port-a-Fortress, spiky stadium, all of that stuff. So what you want to do with that is you're going box appears. This is where it's going to appear when you throw it. So you toss it, and your prefab building is now there. So you've just added a building. But say you want to move the building. Go back to your cell phone, and you can grab pieces of the building. So you're like, okay, I don't really want the building, but I want that wall. You can copy it, move it all around, drop it there, and suddenly you've got 3 wall pieces that look just like that one. Or you can go there and you can hit L2 to cut it out of the building if you don't want it right there. And now you can just go and drop it wherever you want. And there you go. We are now in an enclosed little pen, and that building wall is gone. So you can fly up, grab roof pieces, grab the clock face, grab the wall, grab the shutters, grab the wreath, whatever you want to do. You can grab them, move them, copy them, paste them, flip them around. So there's a whole ton you can do with this. It's a lot of fun. Let your imagination run wild. But see here, throw another one. There's your tilted tower clock. Throw the last one. There's your Chinese Lucky Landing building. Blow off a piece of it. But those are the basics. That's how you do everything. Once you get through that. Basically, it's all up to your imagination what you want to do with it. Go back to prefabs. As you can see, you've got full buildings, obstacle courses, cityscapes. I mean, there's the park from the middle of Pleasant Park. You've got all the buildings from Lucky Landing. Then you've got things like this. We'll equip these two real quick to show you. These are pretty awesome. So we're going to toss this out there. And suddenly, look what I've got. I've got all these rocks and bushes I can choose from. So what you want to do for this is when you're making your thing, have an area set aside where you can just throw things. And that way you're not throwing them in the middle of the city or whatever you're creating. And then you just rush out and go, you know what? I want to put this onto my building. So let's go ahead and copy that, and we'll bring it over here, and we want to put moss on the side of this building. So here we go, and boom. The Chinese building now has this awesome vine-like tree on the side of it. Boom. There we go. There we go. That's on there now. Or you can say, I want this bush to come over here. And I want this bush right here. But I want a couple of them. I want a hedgerow. So you go and you throw down your hedgerow. And there you go. Your building now has a row of hedges right by it that you can push, pull, rotate, whatever. Have a little bit of snow for the ground. But now you can go and move all of these. And then once you're done with them, you just get onto your phone again and delete, 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 because it'll take up room otherwise. You can see, even with all this stuff that we've put out, with the giant clock tower, this building, that building, all of which have quite a few pieces, we're not even halfway done the memory used. So there's quite a bit you can do with this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I created. So first let me get rid of all this. One of my big problems, other than no tutorial, is I don't have a mass delete button. So actually what I'm doing is, instead of wasting your time with that, I'm just going to go to the portal and go to where my creation is. I'll just delete this later. So we're back at the Creative Hub, all covered in snow right now. We're going to set our Rift destination down to the block number 1. Now, as you can see, the memory used in the block number 1 looks to be 21,076 out of 100,000. And let me tell you, this block is huge. So we start out at the outside of the block, which you have seen in game. I've got a player spawn pad. I've got 2 of them actually. We've got some steps. We've got some hallways. We've got some more steps you can see through. all the way down to the other side that has another door. Fly up so you can see what I've got here. Huge building. There are literally hundreds of pieces in this. And that's just the building itself. So when you're actually in the building, what we have going on here is a maze. I've got where people can view the maze from above. And if you look down into it, you can see I've got walls. I've got floors. Wherever there's the wood floor is part of the maze. Wherever there's the gray floor is not. Gray floor is actually part of the block that was there. But then I've got a randomly laid out floor, which I then went and put doorways to make calls, and I put walls in so people can run through, try to find their way through underneath the spectators. And once they get to the exact middle, let me get to the exact middle. There we go. These three spaces are in the exact middle. They each have only one way in, one way from this way, one way from this way, and they each have a weapon spawner with a hand cannon and one space in between them. This is the exact middle of the room. So, got one space away in either direction with the hand cannon. That way people can try and make it through the maze and then have a face-off, or make it through the maze first to get the hand cannon and then try to hunt down the other player in the other side of the maze. This took me probably altogether about 3 hours to create. It was well worth it, I think. All I need is to have some people try it out now. I'm trying to get Fortnite to see it with the Fortnite block party stuff. So hopefully they'll see it, see this review, and decide to use it. If any of you looking at this do get to use it, please don't knock down the walls. Use the maze the way it was intended to be. And I hope you'll have fun. If you want, go on the top and just watch people running around in it like crazy mice. And just have fun with it. But that's the type of thing you can make with creative mode. And every time you go into creative mode, you have 4 hours that you can play around. Once you leave creative mode, whatever you make will stay. So this has actually been here since day 1 of Season 7, and we're about a month into Season 7 now. We're on week 4 now. So there you have it. This is my big, huge maze creation. It takes up the entire block that is now in game and called the block. I hope you guys have learned some stuff about this. I hope you guys put it to good use. Have fun with creative mode. I would love for you to share your videos of things that you've made with us, and hopefully we'll get to play on anything you may create. I've seen some awesome maps out there. People have recreated Call of Duty maps on here. There's been awesome Fortnite parkour courses made. With mine, there's been a maze created. So, I mean, there's tons of stuff out there. And the sky really is the limit. As long as you can imagine it and have the pieces to it, you can create it and do it. So, all in all, even though it has a couple of tiny shortcomings, like the lack of a tutorial and the lack of a mass delete button, I think all in all, that this is a very fun thing to play around with. I think as long as you're creative enough that you will have tons of fun with this. As you can see, I've got a huge thing here with hundreds of pieces. There's got to be at least 300 or 400 pieces in this thing, if not more. And I've only used less than a quarter of the memory to create this huge monstrosity of a maze. So I really think this is a great mode. I think everyone can have a lot of fun with it. I highly recommend, if you like things like the Halo sandbox and different creative city builders and all, go in, play around. I highly recommend it. This gets my highest recommendation that I could give, and is probably as close to perfect as someone could make something like this, because there are so few complaints I have. No one will ever make one that's completely perfect, but this, I think, gets just about as close as you can get to a perfect score on something like this. So there's your review, there's your small tutorial, and we will get this posted up on YouTube within a few hours from now, and I will be creating a blog to go along with this on all things geek for our website, which is at DraxisWeb. That's DRAXIS web.com. You can find us there. You can find us on Facebook by searching for All Things Geek. Don't be confused by imitators. Look for anything that says Draxis Web and Cancel Cancer, and you'll know that that's our version of All Things Geek. We have both a page and a group on Facebook that you can check out, become a part of. We regularly post comic reviews, movie reviews, game reviews, all sorts of things. So come check it out. We're always sharing news about the newest movies and games, science, even sports like wrestling and all. So we're always active. Several posts a day just of random news we find, and then we have several a week with our reviews. We also work with Cancel Cancer, that's our sister site, which is raising money to go to the American Cancer Society, and Extra Life, which is the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. We're hoping to expand and raise money for St. Jude's and also KC Cure. And all these are very close to our hearts because I myself am a cancer warrior and survivor right now. I've got my second stint with kidney cancer, so we're trying to battle cancer wherever we can, and the Children's Miracle Network helped us with our son when he was born as a preemie, because a lot of the things in the Shands Hospital for the NICU came from the Miracle. If you can look us up, draxisweb.com/cancelcancer. We have shirts for sale. We're always at Sci-Fi Bartow and Necronomicon in Florida. So if you see us there and buy something from us, it's going to one of those charities. We're selling our things online at the Facebook pages. So if you like one of our shirts, just let us know. We'll hook you up with one, and any profits from them go straight towards the charities. So check us out. You can also find us at Cancel Cancer FL on Twitter, where we post both things for Cancel Cancer and All Things Geek. So find us online. Keep watching this Twitch channel, which is Thalra, Thalra. If you just want to give us a tip or some just monetary help without buying things, you can go to Ko-fi. That's ko-fi/Thalra, Thalra, and you can go ahead and help us out that way. If you want to play with us online, you can see my PSN and Epic ID right up in the left hand corner there. That's Cyania VMA. And if we can get the money together to bring in another 12-month game card for Xbox, you can find us there under Thalra as well. That was Thalra. Feel free to send us friend requests. We would love to play with you guys online. And we will see you later, probably in the new year. So have a great rest of the year. Have a great new year. And we'll catch you later.